Imagine hearing someone laugh, and then another person laughs, and another. At first, it seems harmless, but then the laughter refuses to stop. Over hours, it mutates from joy into visible exhaustion, and finally into an uncontrollable, spreading panic. This exact sequence of events unfolded in a documented historical event just over 60 years ago. In 1962, the mystery began in Tanganyika, the East African nation we now know as Tanzania. The country had gained its independence just a few months earlier. It was a period of intense transition. Expectations were high, and beneath the surface, social tension was quietly building. This collision of a newly transitioning society and deeply strange physical symptoms set the stage for a baffling medical mystery. It started at a girls' boarding school in the village of Kashasha. A small group of students inexplicably began experiencing sudden, spontaneous laughing fits. The students suffered from severe emotional distress. Their laughter frequently gave way to bouts of crying, extreme restlessness, and an absolute inability to concentrate. School authorities quickly found themselves completely powerless. Teachers tried to restore order, but nothing worked to calm the affected girls. Baffled and out of options, the administration took the only drastic measure left to them. They shut down the school entirely to halt the behavior. Closing the campus seemed like a logical way to isolate the problem. Instead, it guaranteed that the anomaly would escape into the wider population. The school's containment plan had a fatal flaw. By sending the affected students back to their families, they had inadvertently turned them into vectors of transmission. Within days of the students arriving home, the exact same unexplained symptoms began erupting throughout these neighboring rural communities. The anomaly rapidly jumped into entirely new school districts. This triggered a cascade of additional closures and left the public searching for answers. Over the next several months, the geographic footprint of the symptoms steadily expanded, linking isolated outbreaks across the region. A physical reaction universally associated with joy had morphed into an invisible agent of community-wide paralysis. Authorities in 1962 were looking for a tangible culprit. Was this a highly contagious virus, an environmental poison, or something else entirely? Medical investigations ruled out infectious biological agents or environmental toxins. There was absolutely no physical pathogen involved here. Instead, modern researchers point to a different mechanism entirely: mass psychogenic illness. This is a phenomenon where severe psychological stress and anxiety manifest as physical symptoms across a group, operating without any infectious cause. The immense pressure of a newly independent nation and collective anxiety provided the perfect environmental fuel. The stress simply needed an outlet. The human mind's reaction to intense, shared group stress can be just as physically contagious and disruptive as a biological disease. If we look past 1962 East Africa and examine the present day, the basic architecture of human psychology remains exactly the same. This kind of emotional contagion is an ingrained evolutionary trait. It is a direct byproduct of human beings operating as deeply interconnected social creatures. Collective stress, panic, and fear still spread invisibly through modern crowds and our interconnected social networks. We might not fall victim to a laughing outbreak, but we are still constantly, and often unknowingly, catching the anxiety and emotions of the groups around us. The Kashasha incident reveals how easily our own behaviors are influenced by the people around us, often without us ever noticing the connection. Sometimes, the most powerful and baffling epidemics begin entirely in the mind. You're watching Untold Indian Stories. Like, share, and subscribe to uncover more hidden mysteries of history and the human mind.